Hey bucket list buddies, welcome. As you can tell by the intro here, I'm no longer in Florida, or at least in an RV park like I normally am. I'm boondocking at a special place. I'm actually here to see my daughter. But more on that right after this intro, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. As I mentioned, I'm no longer in Florida. I'm actually somewhere in Alabama. I'm meeting up with my daughter before she takes off to go to Europe for about a month or so. At any rate, we're spending a couple days together and enjoying the time. So I'm only here a few days just visiting my daughter before she takes off, and I'm on my way to Indiana. In fact, I'm on my way to the Grand Design Factory where they're going to take a look at Mojo here and figure out what's going on with this frame. Yes, finally, this is happening. You'll see I'll be dropping this thing off and going over everything with the technicians with both Grand Design and Lippert, and they said they need it for 3 weeks. While I'm up in Indiana, I am going to pay a few visits to some of our friends at Lippert and other companies up here in the RV industry. So I'll be doing a few videos on that kind of stuff as well. And I invite you guys to join with me on our journey up to Indiana to the Grand Design Factory. So let's head on up to Indiana. Well, everybody, I finally made it up here to Indiana, and it was a rough ride. And here we are, the Grand Design offices. But I'm showing this to you because in reality, this is not where you bring your rig. In fact, the RV parking area that they have is over at Building 7. I'm just going to drive around the building here. And the service center, which used to be over there, excuse me, is no longer there. You have to go to another building that's about a half hour away over in Elkhart. Okay, so when you're coming here to the RV park, here it is at Building 7, and you turn in right here. This is kind of an easy in. After a long drive, this was a welcome sight. Very rough drive, as I mentioned before. But just pull in here and take a little right and pick a spot. That's all there is to it. Excuse me. So I did get here before the sun set, so that was great, and I could set up and had a little daylight left. And you see there are a few other rigs here waiting for service. I picked this spot right next to a couple other Momentums and packed in here for the night. So here's the new Grand Design Customer Service Center. I'll try to get a better angle, a better camera on this. But very cool. And this is where you'll bring your rig. I'm going to drive him back. I think there's an area there that you have to deliver your rig at. Let me go find that. I've driven around the whole building and there's no area that it says drop off or check in or anything like that. I think I'm going to pull in and ask. Why not try that? Okay, I am glad that I stopped in to ask questions. Actually, I should have went the other way so I could show you guys. So, I am going to turn around. So, while I'm doing this, let me tell you guys what's going on. When you get here to this service center, you want to pull up front and go by the main doors. And yes, you got to check in at 6 a.m. unless you do this little trick. Let me tell you what this trick is. First of all, here is where you pull in. You pull in all the way to the back of that entryway, and you see these spots right here, RV spots. Just pull into one of these, park your rig if you're coming in at 6 a.m. and wait here, and the service rider will be out here with you. However, little trick. I just walked in, asked a couple questions, and met up with Clarissa. Lovely young lady. And she brought out a service order, and we started doing everything right then and there. And I'm all checked in. So come in the day before if you can, if you're in the area, and meet a service writer. They'll fill out all the paperwork, get you all set up and ready to go, and you don't have to be here at 6 a.m. You just mosey on in here later, like 8 or 9 o'clock, and drop off your rig, and you're done. They know that your rig is going to be here, and they'll pick it up. So, that's my little trick for you guys if you're coming to have service work done at the Grand Design Service Center. So now we're going to go back to the Middlebury location, which is Building 7, which is where they have the little mini RV park that you can spend the night at in preparation of your drop-off for service. And I got to tell you, everywhere you look here, there's RVs being shuttled around all over the place from building to building. Things like that. Not only at Grand Design, but just about every other brand that is made in the area. So be prepared to see a lot of that. Oh, and one other thing. We are, as I mentioned in the last video, going to be meeting up with a bunch of other vendors. RV vendors like Lippert and things like that, Moride. In fact, I met with a couple of guys from Moride yesterday. Here we go. It's a busy road here out in front of Grand Design. So I'm in the next 2 to 3 weeks while we're here going to be meeting up with a few of those. Well, I'm going to try anyway. I've got to make some phone calls, and hopefully that somebody's around and we can meet up and we'll talk about that. Oh, that's nice. Little enchanted village right here next to Grand Design. Might be worth a visit. Well, that's it. Those are my tips and tricks. I'll show you where the campground is, and we'll wrap things up after that. Okay, something I forgot to do the other day, so I came back here to show you. But the campground, as you saw me drive into it, but it is actually pretty nice. As you see, look around here. It's a nice little grass area. It's right by Building 7. Got a picnic table, some chairs, concrete pads. It does have water and electric, but no sewer hookups. Now over in Building 7, over here, over the hedge, is a dump station. but it does not have any water, so you can't flush anything. But as you can see, and boy, Natasha's dirty, she needs a bath. Anyway, but you see someone here, they actually just got out of service. Now they're loading back up and going to be back on the road. But they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so about 10 spots. So they have about 10 spots here, and it's actually pretty nice. So I came in actually a day early, so I was here for 2 nights, and it actually worked out nice and quiet. I will say the factory here, or all the plants here I should say, open up at around 4 o'clock in the morning, and they work from about 4:30, 5 o'clock up until about 2. And then it's all quiet around here around 2 o'clock. And in my other video that I'm going to be doing, a kind of the little secrets of Elkhart and kind of the trade secrets that they do up here, I'll share with you some of those statistics and why they do that and why the shift is those hours. But anyway, this is the campground. Pretty nice little setup. If you're a Grand Design owner and you're coming here for service, this is what you're going to have. Okay, as I'm pulling out here on the day I'm taking the rig to the service shop, about a half-hour away. First going to dump all the tanks. As I mentioned, there's no water flush at the tanks, but you basically just pull out here, and that little guardhouse in front of us is where you're going to turn left, and they're going to direct you around the building to the dump station. Can I go dump my tanks?
Okay, you know where you're going, right?
Yep.
Have a good day.
Well, the guy said go around the building and it's right over there.
Yeah, that's what they tell me, but I'm stuck in my shack all the time, so I don't ever. I always tell people I know it's over there, but I've never seen it because I don't get to drive in there.
I'll figure it out.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. So now with the tanks empty, I'm heading over to the new service center, as you see here on the right hand side. Gonna pull in there and drop off the rig to start its 3-week journey of service.